Ryan Garcia is stripped or appears to lose his title due to his recent pullout of the Javier Fortuna fight, citing mental health issues and needing time away from boxing. We're going to talk about all that and more in this video. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, listen, I drop daily boxing videos. We do live streams, watch parties. I give you guys my heart and soul. If you like the channel, the latest and greatest, want to stay up to the minute, up to date on everything going on in the sport of boxing, this is your one-stop shop. Boxingego, the channel on YouTube. So click the like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already done that, so I can keep dropping this heat. Now, it looks like Ryan Garcia, he has been removed of his title. That's what it appears. I'm on the WBC's website. You will be able to see that on the screen. And I want to read what it says. Then we'll get into kind of some of my thoughts on how the WBC has played everything and what this means for Ryan Garcia. Again, smash the like button if you like the latest and greatest. So, to keep you guys up to date, catch you up to speed, Ryan Garcia, you see, hasn't really been posting much. Somebody who's normally pretty active. He has 8 million plus fans. He says, I know this news may be disappointing to some of my fans, but I am announcing today I'm withdrawing from my July 9th fight. At this time, it is important to manage my health and well-being. I've decided to take some time off to focus on becoming a stronger version of myself. Hope to be back soon. Looking forward to stepping back in the ring when I am my healthiest self. So that's basically the gist of it. A week after announcing his fight with Javier Fortuna, he pulled out. He said he had a lot going on in his life. He didn't, declare specifically. So he just said he's not fighting Javier Fortuna. As a result, Golden Boy, another Golden Boy fighter, stepped up. Shout out to Joseph JoJo Diaz. And he will be taking on Javier Fortuna. And that's where we're at. July 9th on a Friday in the new stadium in LA. You have Javier Fortuna and Joseph JoJo Diaz. So shout out to Joseph JoJo Diaz for being fearless. He's actually moving up in weight for this lightweight title. And, it's good for Javier Fortuna because he's faced bad news after bad news trying to get a big name and, a poppin' fight. So the WBC says WBC lightweight division news. Recently, WBC interim lightweight champion Ryan Garcia notified the WBC that he was taking a leave from boxing to address ongoing health issues. They should have put mental health. It didn't say he had health issues. It said mental health. But I think there's a difference there. Because when you say health issues, it makes it sound like it's physical. Mental health is, not necessarily, it can affect you physically, but it's not one and the same. Anywho, this press release says the WBC fully and unconditionally supports champion Garcia. So they're still calling him a champion and saying they support him. But it says the WBC will stay close to him during this process, and the WBC Board of Governors will assess his situation once he is ready to return to the ring. The WBC has received a request to sanction the bout between number 2 rated Javier Fortuna and number 5 rated Joseph JoJo Diaz for the WBC interim lightweight championship. So as you guys know, as I said, Ryan Garcia was the WBC lightweight interim champion. You had a couple belts in the WBC floating around. Devin Haney is the WBC champion fighting Jorge Linares this weekend. Teofimo is the franchise lightweight champion after beating Lomachenko. They said the belt wasn't transferable and it wasn't in fact a belt. It was a designation. When Lomachenko received it and when Canelo received it, these were the terms. Then Top Rank, they said we're making Lomachenko and Teofimo, and they switched their own rules, voted on it, and then Teofimo, in beating Lomachenko, became the new franchise champion. So you have 3 belts in the division, and it looks like Ryan Garcia's belt, or they're making a 4th belt, for this particular fight, because so either Ryan Garcia got stripped, or they're making a 4th interim, a 4th title in interim. So I'm imagining Ryan Garcia maybe got stripped and he lost his belt, and when he comes back to the sport, they'll assess him fighting the winner or something like that, possibly, or vote on what's next. It says the Fortuna Diaz belt is scheduled to take place July 9th, as I mentioned to you already. This is a recount of the backdrop that led to Javier Fortuna's request, puts the request into proper context. So this is basically the bullet points are all the times Javier Fortuna has been screwed over trying to get a big fight. December 2019, Javier Fortuna reached the #1 position. So keep in mind, we're in 2021, and he became the #1, ranked lightweight in 2019, right? So he's been waiting for big shots and big opportunities. Then WBC World Lightweight Champion Devin Haney became unable to defend his title due to a shoulder injury, which prompted WBC to name Devin Haney a champion in recess and rendering the vacant WBC lightweight title. So Devin Haney in his Santiago fight on DAZN on the KSI Logan Paul 2 undercard, he was injured in that fight, so he was unable to fight Fortuna. So Fortuna couldn't, the #1 ranked person couldn't fight Devin Haney. Haney needed surgery. Then the WBC ordered a bout between Javier Fortuna and Luke Campbell, and the bout was scheduled to take place in April 2020. But due to the Rona pandemic, Fortuna Campbell bout did not take place, which gave champion in recess Devin Haney sufficient time to recover from his injury. So look at how messy it's getting. So Devin got injured, was unable to defend against Javier Fortuna, and then they ordered Fortuna versus Campbell, and then the pandemic happened, so it was scheduled. Fortuna didn't get to fight Luke Campbell because of the Rona, obviously, and then by that time, Devin Haney was back training. So it says champion in recess Devin Haney petitioned to the WBC to be reinstated as world champion in light of his recovery. WBC granted that petition as well as a voluntary defense of his title, and I think he fought Gamboa. The WBC also agreed to sanction the Fortuna versus Campbell bout for the interim belt due to the fact that they had entered into a contract. Subsequently, Campbell's promoter, Matchroom, requested that the WBC champion Haney's voluntary defense be against Luke Campbell, but the bout never took place. Then it says Javier Fortuna was scheduled to face former multi-champion Jorge Linares. That bout was supposed to take place August 2020, but then Jorge Linares, who's fighting Devin Haney this weekend, contracted Rona a few weeks before the Fortuna belt, which resulted in that bout being canceled. November of 2020, Fortuna stopped Antonio Lozado in 6 rounds. Fortuna was then scheduled to fight Ryan Garcia in July of 2021, but it was canceled due to champion Ryan Garcia's ongoing medical issues. And they're making it sound like he has medical issues, but we still haven't heard a doctor confirm this. This is just what Ryan Garcia is saying, that he has a lot going on, a lot on his plate, and I have mental health issues, which is, in boxing, you ask 9 fighters out of 10, they probably have a lot going on ahead of their fights. So it says, in light of the fact that Javier Fortuna has not been able to compete for a WBC championship belt due to reasons outside of his control based on the merits of his request, the WBC has decided to grant it. Accordingly, WBC will sanction Fortuna JoJo Diaz for the interim belt. The winner will fight the winner of Haney Linares. Now, this is both good and bad. I think Javier Fortuna is owed this opportunity, so for that reason it's good. But Ryan Garcia kind of gets out scot-free. Ryan Garcia beat Luke Campbell. Somewhere in there, Luke Campbell was supposed to fight Devin Haney, and Luke Campbell was supposed to fight against Javier Fortuna. For whatever reason, those bouts never took place, and Ryan Garcia ended up fighting Luke Campbell. He got dropped in the second round. He rallied back, and then he beat him in the later rounds with a vicious body shot. So Ryan Garcia is the WBC interim. The WBC told the world that Ryan needed to fight the winner fight Devin Haney, the winner of Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell, which was Ryan, as I just mentioned. But now Ryan randomly pulls out, claims mental health issues. We haven't seen doctor's notes or whatever. He just kind of disappeared off the scene. So now he doesn't have his interim title. So like I told you, Ego Stradamus strikes again. Devin Haney, Jorge Linares, and Devin Haney's the favorite. He's going to have to fight the winner of Joseph JoJo Diaz and Javier Fortuna. So it gets pawned off on Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia gets to get out of here skate-free. So to me, this looks like a setup. It looks like Golden Boy banking on Ryan because, you know, he's marketable and he had a tough fight with Luke Campbell. They didn't want him in a tough fight with Javier Fortuna. That's what it appears like to me. You know what I mean? And then Ryan says he has mental health issues, pulls out, loses his belt. So 2 other guys fight for it, Javier Fortuna and Diaz. And then the winner of that has to fight the winner of Devin and Jorge Linares. But Ryan Garcia should be in this picture, but he pretty much opted out. So Ryan gets out of Dodge, you know what I mean? And this is after Ryan Garcia said he had a Tank fight done and also a Pacquiao fight done, 2 fights that failed to materialize. Now Tank, his next fight has been revealed as Mario Barrios. And of course, Pacquiao on Friday announced he's fighting Errol Spence. So I still think this is a bad look for Ryan Garcia. It's cool that Javier Fortuna is finally getting to fight for a version of the title. And Joseph JoJo Diaz, shout out to him for stepping up. But I still think this looks weird for Ryan Garcia. And the WBC, you know, they seem to keep changing the rules whenever they want, you know? Like Javier Fortuna has been waiting and waiting. All these opportunities fell through. But somehow Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell was for the interim title. And Ryan Garcia didn't have to fight Javier Fortuna in January, you know? And this is after Lomachenko had already beaten Luke Campbell. So, you know, it's just a lot of politics. And at the end of the day, you know, Ryan Garcia kind of gets out of this unscathed because he doesn't have to have a tough fight after fighting Luke Campbell. He gets to watch everybody else. So this looks, to me, it looks scripted. He gets to watch everybody else take tough fights and then not have to have another tough fight. And then he could just pop back up and say, hey, I'm feeling better. And the WBC couldn't be like, oh, hey, you get to fight this person. So it's kind of like not real football. It's like flag football or something. Ryan Garcia with this clever mental health excuse or reasoning, he can sit on the sidelines, wait to see who wins each particular bout. Like if Devin wins or if Linares wins, he gets to see if Joseph JoJo Diaz wins or Fortuna wins. And then he could just pop back up and the WBC can reappoint him. So it looks like very scripted, very WWE. For example, if Javier Fortuna beat Joseph JoJo Diaz, then the WBC probably won't enforce that Ryan Garcia has to fight him. They'll pawn him off on Devin Haney if Devin Haney beats Linares, which is what I told you. So, you know, I don't like what that represents. The WBC just coming out with new titles and franchise titles. It's just like Canelo, you know, when guys don't want to fight mandatories, they could just become franchise champions. When guys don't want to fight tough fights, then now we're creating a new excuse. Hey, you're not feeling well, mental health issues. So anybody, I could just take a break from my channel and just say, hey, I'm not putting out videos for a year. You know, feel sorry for me. I got a lot of stuff going on, mental health issues. You know what I mean? So it's one thing if you're a YouTuber, but it's totally different if you're fighting for a competition. So I'm glad Ryan Garcia got stripped. If you got to take care of your personal life, you can't stagnate and hold up the division. But it just, the whole situation is weird. I'll talk about it more. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Use my link to get TUBEBUDDY in the description. We working. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TUBEBUDDY. I've used TUBEBUDDY for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TUBEBUDDY is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TUBEBUDDY and level up your channel faster. We working.